Hi guys, Will here from WB Trading and welcome back. If you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so that you don't miss any of the free content that I share with the trading community here on YouTube. So last week I shared part one of this short two-part series on beginner trading mistakes, and today I'm back with part two for you all. So let's get straight into it with mistake number 4. Wanting to learn every strategy in existence. Essentially, you only need one strategy to gain profitability, and from there, yes, diversification is important, but there's a line that I think a lot of traders cross, and they cross it before they started consistently making money within their trading, which is it's backwards. Now, when you've learned a strategy that works and you're ready to branch out and perhaps move into other markets or add in another approach, that's perfect. That's spot on. Perhaps you have a swing strategy that's working really well, and you then want to add in a day strategy next to carry on building. Brilliant. But if you're someone who's learned, 10 strategies, 20 strategies, and none have ever worked, something might be wrong. And I'd suggest that it might not be the strategies. Again, this goes back to the point I made in part one about unrealistic expectations. You might have a strategy that's working, and maybe it brings in a solid 10, 20% per year, which is brilliant. That's great. But in your mind, you're aiming for 50% per year, 100% per year. So you ditch that strategy and look for the next and repeat, and the cycle begins. Don't make that mistake of looking for the holy grail strategy, guys, because it just doesn't exist. Just learn a strategy that works, trade it well, fully understand how and why it works, grow with it, and build slowly and steadily from there. You'll just be miles ahead in a year or two if you take that route. Mistake number 5, not investing in yourself and going it alone. Now, the first thing I want to say on this topic is that it's possible. You can absolutely never spend a penny on education, never buy any books, never go to any seminars, never buy any training courses, and eventually find profitability. But God, are you going to have to pay the price in lost time, massive amounts of energy, and of course huge amounts of money lost to the markets. That's inevitable. And the chances of success are just monumentally reduced rather than monumentally increased. So think about this. Imagine that you want to become a snowboarder, as a random example. You can get a board relatively easily, get straight out there onto the slopes, and with enough time, maybe a few months, and enough injuries and trips to hospital, you'll probably get there. But imagine instead that you hire a professional snowboarder for one whole day, and you go through the basics. You learn what to do, what not to do. You practice with their guidance, you leverage and you draw on their talent, their mistakes, their time and effort and energy. And by the end of the day, you've probably saved yourself months of time and energy, injuries, trips to hospital, a broken snowboard or two, and you've learned the skill. But you might be minus a few £100. Trading it's no different. Again, if you don't mind wasting massive amounts of time and energy, and of course losing money to the markets, then given a few years, you might be able to gain profitability. But for me, and this is from genuine experience, investing in education is, in my opinion, the sole reason that I'm profitable today, and I really mean that. If I'd gone down the I can do this on my own route, I almost certainly wouldn't be here today. I'd still be in an office working 9 to 5, hands down. Absolutely hands down. Now, mistake number 6, and the last one that I have for you, is allowing yourself to be misled by other traders' trade calls or trade ideas on social media. This is massive, and again, I say this with experience behind me, and I say it based on feedback from other traders who've come to me and said, Will, I was in X trade on Y market. I went onto Twitter or Facebook and saw someone who shared what seemed like a good thesis or idea for trading in the opposite direction. So I got out of my trade, and guess what? It went on to be a big winning trade that I've now missed out on. If you have a strategy that works and you know that it provides edge, trade it with confidence. If you don't, then your next step is to get a strategy that works and to understand how and why it works and just stick to it. I can't remember who first said this to me, but I do know that it was one of the traders who I paid for trading in the past. But he said to me, you are, in many cases, your edge. And what he meant by this is, if you don't believe in your strategy, you'll do something to self-sabotage. Whereas if you know your strategy inside out, you know your stats, you've experienced it working, the confidence that comes with that is a part of your overall edge, because you'll trade well, you'll stay focused, you'll stay consistent, and those aspects are crucial for success. So there we go. I really hope that what we've just covered provides value for those of you who've taken the time to tune in today. Perhaps have another run through the video if you have the time to make sure you haven't missed anything, and make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss the next video I'll be sharing next week. I'll leave it there for today, and as always, trade with edge, with consistency, and I look forward to having you back here on the channel soon. Thanks everyone.